Sorry, I don't know why it didn't show up on my phone or on my iPad. I was trying to get it on my iPad.
That's fine.
What are you up to?
Working. I'm making a lot of progress.
Good. So you found the video interesting of Grandpa and Grandma traveling to Scotland?
Here we are in Mary's backyard. There's Frank and there's the dog.
It was interesting. I don't think I found anything to use.
No, but it's still cool. I didn't even see that before. Look at this dumbbell.
Yeah, it's odd. There's like, even in the high 8 tapes that I'm looking through,
Uh-huh.
there's like a clear, it's right when Grandpa had his stroke.
Mm.
When those tapes were being recorded, so.
Those were after his stroke, maybe.
No, not all of them. But yeah, I have questions. Is that fine?
That's fine.
I remember when I was a kid, Frank would drive me home from school. I'd get in the car, and every single day he'd have on the world's shittiest smooth jazz music.
Smooth jazz, V98.7. Smooth.
At the Men's Warehouse.
So why smooth jazz, do you think?
Oh, I think he just grew up on that.
Was it smooth jazz, or was it, what else did you listen to?
That's pretty, besides baseball games and football games and anything that had a sporting event, it was probably elevator music.
I remember Frank had these enormous hands. This is one of the only pictures I have that captures just how huge these things were. Small child for reference. How big were Grandpa's hands?
Massive. I think his ring finger was a 16. I have the ring, actually. I can fit almost 2 fingers in. We used to go to restaurants and he'd order food or something, and he'd ask for like 4, and somebody'd say, "Oh my gosh, your hands are massive."
Sarah, we're gonna wait for everybody else to get here first, okay? How old are you? Sarah?
2.
Sarah, how old are you?
2. Like this.
Are you 2 years old?
Oh, there's a bowling ball in the basement he got for a retirement gift. The first thing that started off was he walked into the room and all the guys were wearing black sunglasses like my dad's, the Wayfair glasses. And he walked into his retirement party and he didn't realize it was a joke, and he just put his glasses on and just became part of the party. As, "Hey, this is pretty cool. Everybody's got my glasses on." And then they gave him a bowling ball and they drilled the holes at his Alliance Heating and Cooling, the guys that knew he bowled a lot and everything. And they drilled the holes as big as they could. The bowling ball actually fit him, even though they were the biggest drill holes they could make. And so he just was like thanking them for making this amazing bowling ball, because he didn't realize it was a joke. I wish I would have been there to see that one.
And I remember discovering Frank's popcorn machine for the first time, as do a few other people in my family.
The popcorn machine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's still down there.
The invention of it?
So he had it wired up to the light switch. So if you turned on the shop lights in his workroom, the popcorn maker automatically would come on and start popping popcorn.
So where did the popcorn machine come from?
I thought it was from Brian, but it could have been from Paul, who obviously we all knew he loved popcorn. Since we were little, he used to always make it on the stove. But then a newfangled way of making it came out where you air popped it and it was supposed to be better for you. And so somebody older than me bought it for him for his birthday.
How many expressions did he have? And
Oh,
when and where would he use them?
anytime he could, and I couldn't even count how many he had. Probably hundreds.
If you could name off as many expressions as you can think of.
Whenever you do that to me, I can't think of any. You know that.
Fall at the door would stay shut once. Let me think why. I can't remember. It would come on, but people keep opening and shutting the door.
You can jump higher than a tree.
You'll make yourself sick.
A tree can't jump.
So where do you think the expressions came from then?
Grammar. Nothing from me. I just came from England. I spoke like Manchester.
So do you remember any of Grandpa's sayings?
No, it'd be Grandma's sayings, and I can't remember all those sayings.
So there we got pirate ships in Clearwater Beach. So Frank, were they shooting at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got
3 or
out
4
the water.
times.
He got out the water.
Oh,
They thought
is
I
it-
was a whale.
Yeah, he looked like one.
Your own mother probably remembers her sayings. I got used to living with it, being cloudy.
I can't
I
remember.
don't remember that one.
And him and Donna would laugh every time.
She'd ask Donna, because she laughed at everything. I never laughed at what he said. Donna did. Donna had a good sense of humor.
The puppy dogs? You smell those puppies?
Hey, Grandpa, show her how to do it.
Do the hokey pokey.
He had
You had a
literally,
one-liner for everything.
he had hundreds, if not thousands, of one-liners. The one in particular was, you could be at a nice restaurant, and the waiter might come over and ask you how things are going, and my dad would say, "Well, we haven't eaten this good since we got off welfare."
He'd say that you feel like crawling under the table when he said anything like that. I used to think, well, he's good at my house. Why does he talk like that?
And my mom would be so embarrassed. But
Because the waiter doesn't know if you did just get off welfare.
my dad never was on welfare.
Derek, you like this? Where'd your clothes go? Okay, who's next? No.
And then whenever we ate dinner before he got home, he'd be
Oh.
his way of not saying
He
it, but
didn't like that.
he'd say, "I see you waited like one pig waits for another."
Like one pig waits for another. Yeah, he did say that one. Yeah, he didn't like that.
Yeah, if
he
he
didn't
did.
want anyone eating before him.
And dinner wasn't right on the table. He liked
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
Day to you. Happy birthday to you.
And the thing is, he could come up with these one-liners no matter what the setting. He could be in the hospital talking to a doctor, and the doctor would ask him a serious question, and he'd say, "Well, will I be able to play the piano after this?"
Yes.
The doctor would look around and, "Well, I don't know. Can you play the piano?"
And then your mom would be like, "He can't play the piano."
And he'd say, "Good, because I couldn't play the piano before."
Put it in the cedar chest. But the other day I went to take something out.
Hey, Frank, turn that blue around.
Another thing that's hard to remember, you know, he had that stroke, so it took quite a bit of chunk of his life.
Right.
The end with the stroke, so all the sayings and everything were kind of put back in the past.
Right, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't get to hear him for 20 years.
Yeah, you didn't hear the sayings and
We'd have to come up with the
that
sayings
was the
for
worst thing that ever happened to him, having that stroke.
Well, yeah, because he was the talker in the
I
family.
know. That was
And
hard.
That was
on him.
hard, just to watch him.
Yeah.
Not being able to talk the way he liked to talk to people. Because I wanted him to talk,
Yeah.
and he just never did.
A few years back, I came across this video. This is the first time I had heard Frank say more than 1 or 2 words.
Derek, let me see.
You should go into the woods today.
Okay, I'm also curious then about your recollection of like the day that Grandpa had his stroke.
Oh, that was a busy day. Uncle Keith would be able to repeat that.
No, I can repeat it.
Well,
it was actually more than one day. He went with Mr. Beckman on his boat.
Yeah.
And he went on the boat for the entire day. And he came back and he didn't talk at dinner. And so then the next morning you called me up and you said, you know, Grandpa was standing at the window and he had his tool belt on and everything else ready to go. And you asked him where he's going, and he said, over there, over there. And I said, Mom, he's had a stroke. And so then you called me up, and I said, you need to get one of the boys and go up to St. Anne's. And you said, oh, he's going to be upset.
Is it Keith?
Yes.
And he was working. He was doing his thing, walking around and blah. But I knew right away because I went up to him and said, hey, Dad, how are you feeling? And he wasn't really talking. He just kind of was shaking his head and, oh, okay. And I said, well, I think we should probably go get you checked out.
He could still say stuff to you at that point?
Very little, yeah.
He was still more talkative then
That's very hard.
than after he went through the stroke.
Yeah.
I mean, not that at first he could say a lot, but he could order food.
Very
Because he could go through the drive-through and order stuff. And Derek remembers going through the drive-through with him and him ordering stuff.
Do you remember that? You do? Oh.
So he remembers that much, that he was able to do that. But then things got worse.
Oh.
And I don't know what caused it to get worse.
Maybe there is many strokes.
We'll never know.
Well, it's too late now. Been dead 2 years already.
So for hours, I would search through these home videos, trying to find a single one of Frank's expressions. And for the most part, he'd just be silent.
Well, the other day I went to take something.
Every once in a while, he'd spit out a few choice words.
Thought I was a whale.
Yeah.
Meaning this was the only Frank one-liner ever caught on tape.
So you can jump higher than a tree.
Don't make yourself sick.
A tree can't jump.
And then my mom found these.
So you found the video interesting of Grandpa and Grandma traveling to Scotland?
5 tapes. One broken that will never be heard. But all of them Frank's. And I can promise you, they are the most boring tapes in the entire world.
This is where we stayed on Pacific Grove on the Monterey Peninsula, July 22nd, 1996. We stayed in room number 8. It's a little misty today. No sun at all. It's pleasant, not very cold, not very hot. Gonna go down the steps now.
Well, you don't have to say that.
No. This is our own private pool. There's the dog.